Hello to you, user. My name is Jake. I'm a programmer who specializes in the field of augmented reality. Looks a little something like this. Today I'm here to talk about different methods on how to handle your augmented scene. There are multiple methods depending on what sort of AR app you want to make, but since this video is about scene manipulation, I'm going to stick to two types of methods, one old and one new. This scene is a very quickly constructed scene to help demonstrate my point, but first of all, let's augment it. So, using a very quick surface. There we go. Box is always useful. Now, when I say scene manipulation, I mean discussing methods of how a user can explore an augmented scene or world to a larger extent without breaking the immersion. As you can see here, we've got a very basic piece where it's a patch of grass and a capsule character. There's a simple rule to keep in mind about augmented reality, which I strongly suggest you apply to all forms of markers and trackables. And that is to limit your size of your augmented scene to the parameters of your marker. Take for example this box that I'm augmenting the scene on. I don't really want my scene to be much larger than this box. Why? To put it bluntly, you're gonna have a bad time. You can make your scene much larger than the marker, however it would put a lot more pressure on the device running the app. Remember, these programs are designed for mobile and tablet devices. They're powerful, but still, they have their limitations. That, and also it'd be tougher to track an augmented scene, as you would want to see something all the way over here, but in the process of focusing on that area you would lose track of your marker. So you want to limit your scene to roughly the same or just larger of your marker to stop all these potential immersion breaking events. Now that we've established our limitations, we can finally discuss how to manipulate our scenes around these limits. The first method is a rather simple method that video games have been using for a pretty long time, and this is the room by room method. The character would have a room to explore, and if they went off the edge of said room, then the room would reload with a different texture or something with a character on the opposite side. Much like early Zelda games or Binding of Isaac with their room by room methods, it's as simple as that. You can do this differently, but I suggest this method. Create a script that contains all your assets so you can spawn them into your scene, and then set up a function that spawns those items within the confines of your scene. And with that you can design a system that spawns in and destroys assets to create your multi-roomed game, or program. However, this method does have its backlash in the sense of it being slightly unimmersive, so this is why we have the second method. As you can already tell, in this scene there's one major difference. There's a house. This method is a progressive scene tracking system. So the scene is the same size as our box like before, except the difference this time being the scene progresses in one seamless transition. So this method puts a limitation around the marker, so when the scene is outside of the limitation, then it shall not be augmented. The scene is all one big thing compared to the last method, where it was room by room. This second method is one that I happened to think of recently, and by doing it I wanted to actually make this video. Why? Because it's about time somebody showed the world what can be achieved in the field of augmented reality, and what current limitations are, as well as new progressions. Anyway, this more or less closes the curtains on this for a while. Scene transition. You're able to walk through an entire scene that's rendered there in front of you within the limitations of your marker, or you can have a room by room scenario. But it's all about how you manipulate your augmented scene, and this is two methods on how to do so. Hey, if you've been following any of my other work, then you'll likely know that I've been working on something called Sandwich Simulator recently. There will be another development video shortly, however I'm still waiting for there to be a bit more to talk about content-wise to make it interesting for you guys. Anyway, I'm heading back to the world of programming, and if you've got a comment about augmented reality, about this topic, anything, or just want to discuss technology, feel free to leave a comment, tweet me at jakex2005, it'll be down in the description below, whatever, and yeah, subscribe also if you're interested. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. There'll be a few more update videos about augmented reality in general, different forms of methods and technology, depends what comes out next. So until then, see you next time.